All right, guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman Studio. Today we've got Jay in the chair. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, man. I'm good. So, what is the plan today? What are we doing?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Okay.
I kind of started growing my hair out like maybe 7 months ago.
Oh, okay.
I had like a cut like maybe 2.5 months ago, just like taking the back off, but like don't think long hair's for me. I've got a bit of you've seen No Country for Old Men, have you? But like that kind of vibe going on. Like
it is actually a little bit.
And like I don't think I want to be rocking that look, to be honest. I'm pretty open, to be honest.
So, ideal world, what look would you like to go for?
I think when I was growing my hair out, I kind of wanted to get to a point where it would go back.
Right.
But it just doesn't. It always just goes back into the curtain. I probably want to see my ears again. It being back or forward, I'm not too...
You're too fussed?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look. Yeah, because your hair is very straight. With your hairline being so strong and so low, and your hair being very thick and very straight, to get that to come back, it is a hard thing to do. You got like a very harsh part, and like it wants to fall in the part. And like you could get there, but you would have to blow dry it every day. It's one of those kind of styles that you would have to put a lot of heat on it, and you'd have to do it all the time. It probably wouldn't fall back. But you've got cracking hair though, mate. So, I mean, sometimes, even though you can't do a certain look, it doesn't mean that you haven't got like, good hair or anything like that. So you've got really good hair. Do you want to be like, do you want something that's just that easy to do when you get up in the morning?
No, like I don't mind like blow drying it. At this point, it's got long that I don't really need to do it. As long as I can kind of get it behind my ears, but I don't mind like blow drying it backwards or whatever in the morning. So I've done that in the past before.
Have you done that in the past before? Yeah. Okay. If you want the hair to go back, if you're willing to blow dry it and you're willing to maybe keep the top going, you could get it to go back. Would you be okay to compromise with product and stuff like that? Would you be happy to go for like pomades or heavy paste and stuff like that?
I've tried, well, when I blow dry it now, it will still go to the side, and I have bought like some heavy pomade, but it's still like, I feel like the thickness of the pomade as well kind of like makes it go down to the side. So like, I don't know if I'm kind of done with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it isn't helping with the haircut though as well, because you've got the shorter layers at the top here, and then everything gets longer towards the bottom. So it probably isn't helping that the hairstyle that you've got. If all the top was the length of the sides here, I could probably cut it into a shape, you know what I mean? So the hardest thing is when you say you don't know what you want, when you've got hair like this, face shape like this, you've got an array of options. So we need to kind of get down to the things that you don't want. Okay. So what would you not be happy with walking out of here today?
I don't think my girlfriend would be happy if I had a mullet, so probably not a mullet.
Mullet, yeah. Any other looks that you don't like the look of?
I don't like super neat hairstyles. Okay. Maybe not like super short on the sides. Like I'm maybe not less so that. Like
that's cool. It's cool.
Other than that, like I don't know, I'm open to suggestions.
All right, cool. Yeah. Do you like the middle part?
I mean, I've kind of lived with it for my whole life, so yeah.
Would you like to go for something like that though? More on that trend of the kind of 90s vibe? Would you be happy to go for something like that? Because you're pretty much there now already.
Yeah.
Would you want to try something like that? Maybe a bit more fixed into the shape. Do you want to? Because you can still take that off the ears. You can, you can still have that without having to have like a skin fade or clippers and that. Since it can still be a nice scissor cut, and it can just be laid in nicely so it falls to sit in where you want it to. It doesn't have to be this long neither. You've got the partings already in there, so you could even have it to sit like almost like just below the eyebrows and still have it kind of brushing out into the center part if you want to try that. I mean, I think you'd really suit it. You've got the hair for it, you've got the look for it, and if you want to give that a try and go for something like obviously like a shorter version of that, if you want to give that a go.
Yeah, let's go for that.
Would you be happy with that? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, sweet. All right then. So see ears again. So I think take it off the ears, taper your neck, makes it nice and tidy, and then just cut the length into whatever you like. We can literally work together on the length. Cool. It'll fall that way for you. All right, yeah. Sweet, man. All right, well, let's give it we're going to give it a quick shampoo and condition, and we'll get started. All right, man. Right, guys. So we've just shampooed and conditioned Jay's hair. Now, I'm going to start by cutting in the back and sides first, okay? So I want to create the shape that we're going to blend into the centre part. I'll do it all with the scissors. I think it'll give a really nice finish. And then with the way the neckline grows as well, it's nice to have a shorter back and sides because Jay's hair grows into the middle. So we can just taper that nice and tight for him, make that look very neat, because they can look quite messy quite quickly when your neckline kind of grows inwards. Going to start with our horseshoe section. That's the beauty. So I'm going to do on this one. I know I don't use a lot of section clips. I tend to let it fall where it wants to, but it does fall there. You can see it's separating quite nicely. But with Jay's hair being so heavy, I'm just going to pop a clip in there just to keep it sitting in where I need to. Because as soon as I pull this side over, it's going to flop back over to that side there. So there. I'll put one little small clip just into the crown area as well, just to keep everything sitting where we want it to. Just about there. The length that is coming over, as you can see, there's a lot of longer layers to here, like where it's really heavy. So it looks as though, to me, the back's being cut quite short, but the sides are being left long. You pick it up, you can sort of see everything's been pulled back into the sort of bone by the looks of it. So I'm gonna take that down now. Do that nice and short. So we're gonna elevate this and let this lie on itself. We want this to sit nice. So you've still got a bit of length to the crown and through the corners by the round of the head. So then we've got that movement still, but then it gets shorter as it gets to the ears. And it's getting closer and closer as you get to the nape. So what made you decide to grow your hair then, Jay?
I feel like I've just kind of been through a lot of different styles.
Oh, okay.
So like, I don't know, I did the lockdown head shave. I've had it kind of like all like forwards with like a very straight fringe.
Oh, okay.
Another haircut, which my ex-girlfriend referred to as the mushroom. Like, I feel like I've been through quite a lot.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29, okay. You know, your hair would be probably really good long, I think, when you maybe like in like about 10 years time. If your hair does what it naturally does, where it starts to thin out a little bit and get a bit softer.
Yeah.
I think you might find that you might be able to pull the longer hair off then, because your hair's it becomes a little bit more pliable to do. You know what I mean? It becomes a little bit lighter, less thick, less sort of, the hairline progresses a little bit more. I think when you've got a very low hairline like yourself, it's very hard to do styles that are kind of like coming back or classic, or, you know, like styles that you are basically current nowadays, because when the hairline's so low, it just takes so much for it to go back. You know what I mean? So if you get a bit older and your hairline maybe recedes, you've got a lot of time for recession in your hair. You could, even if you went back to like here, it still looks strong, you know? So when you've got such a low hairline as well, your fringes in your eyes are about 2 inches. So it's a tough one. It really is. I get it.
Yeah, I think it's when I was younger, when I was like, I don't know, before 10 and stuff like that, like my eyebrows and hair, just there wasn't really a separation between them. It was my auntie, her advice was to every time I come out of the shower, just like rub my forehead with a towel. Oh, okay. To try and get the hair off. But,
oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Did it work?
I mean, I guess I don't really have it now, but I don't really remember doing it for very long.
I've never seen that in the trichology textbooks, mate, if I'm honest, but you never know, mate, you never know.
It's in one of those like Asian hand books, like the ones where they make stuff up, like, yeah. my grandma does one where she rubs her knuckles together, and apparently that's supposed to make your hair grow.
Do you know what? It's funny. My wife does something where she rubs her nails together.
Sorry,
yeah. I know.
It's just, I think we were in the car once, and she was driving, and my dad was driving somewhere, and she had like bangles on both of her forearms, and she kept doing it. My dad was like, "What is that noise?" And then my grandma's just there, just like rubbing that. Yeah. Oh god, it is funny, isn't it? Like tradition that gets passed down. It's madness, really, isn't it? It's like you wonder where it all started, don't you? You know, they must have come from somewhere, right? You know, whether one person made it up or it worked for somebody, or, you know, I do love where like old traditions and old sayings and old sort of like thinking comes from. I do feel like it's getting a bit lost now, isn't it? Don't you think, in the way things are nowadays, mate? I think there's not much there's not many traditions left now, I don't think. Google's the tradition now. That's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it really is. Have you got any superstitions before like cutting hair or anything like that? Do you do anything like? Just turn up on time, mate. I think. No, I haven't really, mate. No, not really. I'm. Do I have any superstitions? I don't know. I think we're all a little bit odd, aren't we? You know, I think you know, I think if you've ever flat shared with another human being, mate, you realise that humans are odd. You know what I mean? We've all got our weird flaws, right? And but the thing is, I don't know whether it'd be a superstition in a way, because it might just be something that I've done forever that just seems normal to me. Yeah. I'm not too sure. It's interesting because superstition's a big thing in footballers, isn't it? Yeah. It's a very big thing, isn't it? So I don't know. Does anyone want to leave any comments? I mean, YouTube's pretty anonymous, right? If anyone's got any interesting superstitions, man,
Leave us a comment and let us know what people's superstitions are, and we'll try and talk about them in a video.
I've got one where if I'm sitting on the floor, my legs are out, and someone walks over my legs, they have to walk back the other way. If not, then it's bad luck.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a kind of walking under scaffolding poles and all that sort of stuff? Like, are you a bad luck kind of person when it comes to superstition? Like,
so I've never had an issue with scaffolding poles until like I think this summer I was walking to football. I think I was walking to the tube station, and about 6 foot in front of me there was like scaffolding poles, and there was these 2 guys, like they had like a toolbox on a pulley, and the rope broke.
No way.
And like, the toolbox fell about 6 foot in front of me, and I was just like, I was in a rush, so like I kind of like stopped. I was like, oh, like
wow,
what's happened here? Like kind of like looked around, like other like pedestrians and stuff had stopped as well to look, and I was like shouted at the guys, like it's like they didn't apologize. I was like, you guys all right? And they're like, yeah. And like literally no apologies. Like if literally 6 foot in front of me, and the whole thing like smashed like the toolbox open. It's pretty heavy as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Have you always grown up in? Did you say you're from Leicester? Did you say?
Yeah. I grew up in Leicester. Went to uni in Manchester.
Oh wow.
Lived in Nottingham for a bit as well, and then I've been here since 2019, I think.
Oh, cool. What is it you do?
I like management consulting.
Oh wow, cool. What sort of industry?
So like executive compensation, so like, or like reward and employment. So like it's a lot of it's like advising on how like top executives at companies should be paid, and like.
So are you client facing then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. And do you have like a sort of like, do you have a particular like sort of work attire? Like, are you different to what you're wearing today? Are you off today, or like how does it work?
So if I go to be fair, work, like if I'm seeing clients, then I'll put like a suit on.
Oh, okay.
But like day to day in the office, I'll just wear a t-shirt and trousers. Right. It's quite lax, to be fair.
Is it? Oh, okay.
The company that I'm at now.
How often do you see clients face to face?
Not very often, typically. I'm like calls and stuff like that. I guess now everything's more virtual. Now, like, I guess I'm seeing a lot more clients like virtually on like Zoom and Teams and whatever. So prior to the pandemic, I was doing 1 day at home a week.
Oh wow, okay.
And then like during the pandemic, I went in a little bit, but it was pretty dead. Yeah. And then post pandemic, like now, I go in kind of twice a week, 3 times a week.
Oh wow, okay.
But I do, yeah. I'm a big fan of working from home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For what reason then? Because I found this is a really mixed subject. This actually, because some people absolutely love it, some people despise it. What is the reason for you?
There's a mix. So I probably sleep, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah.
Get an extra like there's traveling as well. So like I guess I get an extra like 2 hours back in my day.
Yeah, that's true.
But then like, on the flip side, like if I haven't been to the office for a while and I'm just sat at home, it can be a bit depressing, like not having human contact like that. Well, yeah. I guess I have it over the computer, but it's just not
the same as face to face.
It's not the same, yeah. Even like, I don't know, if I'm seeing my mates in the evening and stuff like that, or playing football, then that's fine. But then I've still got to go like the whole day basically without seeing anybody, and it can be a bit depressing. Yeah,
totally, mate. Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the things that like I sort of I really missed was like when it was like for me personally, like I can't really work from home. It's like I'm very much client facing. I know we did our videos and stuff, like, and we had the mannequin heads and whatnot. I did my little boys hair and stuff, but I couldn't really, there's no way I can really work from home. I've got to be kind of in the shop, client facing and whatnot. It was nice. Obviously, it was nice to kind of have that like. Being off kind of situation, where you could kind of maybe start like, a lot of people tried new ideas, people tried to set up new businesses and all that sort of stuff, which was like quite cool, but I just don't know whether I'd ever enjoy it, I really don't. I think I like getting out and about, and I think because my job is so sociable, meeting people is part of my job, you know what I mean? It's quite a weird feeling not to be meeting people quite a lot, you know what I mean?
Got like a semi-therapist vibe as well.
Oh yeah, that's what it's like, mate. Yeah, that's what I like, man. Yeah. The funny thing is, like, we are like the sort of like the country's sort of unofficial therapists, you know what I mean? So on the top, how short would you be happy to go?
I feel like I'm more like, since I've had it long, I'm more inclined to have it shorter.
Okay.
The only thing is, I guess you know better than I do. Like once it gets to a certain point, it's quite hard to like do stuff to it because it's so thick. So
yeah, of course, yeah, I get that, yeah, definitely. You still want it to fall like as if we pull it back and it falls in the middle. You still want that to be the case, yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you feel if it was like maybe just to the eyebrows, for example?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Have you, well, as far as you're allowed to tell me, any famous haircuts that you've done or famous clients?
Yeah, I don't know about famous haircuts. I don't think I've ever done a haircut that's become like a global trend. Not that I know of, anyway. I think that's always the aim of a barber, though. I'd love to have a haircut that is like maybe like I'd love to have worked on like something like The Great Gatsby, for example, or something. Or I'd love to have done the Peaky Blinders haircut. You know, something that you can go like, that was me. That was my idea. Signature. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, there's famous clients. The thing is, like, the misconception with famous clients, right, is that you may have done 1 or 2, or you may have done 100, right? It doesn't necessarily make you any busier day to day, though. Do you know what I mean? It's more just like a different part of the job. You know what I mean, in a sense. So I've done quite a lot of famous people, but they're not my core clientele. They're just like, you know, once, twice, 3 times a year sometimes, you know what I mean? Whenever they are, you know, whenever they're in town, if they're doing a press junket or something like that. But they're not like kind of like, they're not the core business, you know what I mean? It's like, that's kind of what it's like. I don't know if that's the same for everyone else. Like, I'm sure the session stars out there just do that. Like, that is their job, just to work on shoots and with celebrities and stuff. But it's not really my field. I'm not in that kind of, that session work, you know what I mean? I don't do any of that really. Like, I used to do a little bit of it back in the day, but I just enjoy salon work, you know what I mean? That's what I enjoy. Some people don't. Some people love being out on shoots and stuff like that. But
yeah, I think there's, well, in the press recently, there's been a lot about the like the barbers that go away with the football teams, like the World Cup and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, a lot of that.
Like BBC News and stuff.
Yeah. I get a couple of footballers. Nothing. Not on the scale you think I would, though. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. What I mean is, I always think, because where I'm based and whatever else, you would always imagine you get a few more. But no, I don't really see that many footballers at all. I get the occasional, like, a couple of guys from Aston Villa have come in, a couple of guys from Arsenal have come in a couple of times. I'm trying to think who else in the last. Got a guy I used to cut a lads here from Tottenham. Okay. But nothing major. I mean, the thing is, right, it's very hard.
Major, no Liverpool.
No. I used to look after a couple of the backroom staff for Liverpool, like a couple of like the coaches and stuff like that. You know, not like Jürgen, obviously, but you know, if he came in, then that'd be obviously a different story. But I always like the human connections you see from celebrities when they start getting into a rant with someone and having an argument. They're always the best, I find. Like, you know, you hear like an Instagram thing, like, you know, you see like someone shares a screenshot of a DM that some really famous person sent them saying, like, kicking off or something. I always find that's quite funny.
They're the best things that I mean, like, in terms of like, it's not been through a social media team, like the raw emotions. I saw that recently. A DJ posted a screenshot of a WhatsApp conversation with another DJ, and that was
kicking off.
Kicking off. But like, I listened to a podcast with that DJ, and he has got a social media team that does like all of his posts and stuff, but he was just like, if you see like a post which is a bit like more raw, then that's actually me. And then it'll get deleted. Like,
once
the team see it.
Social media, isn't it? Like, we've always tried to maintain, like, as Regal Gentleman, like, especially on the YouTube, we've always tried to maintain a sense of like community. You know what I mean? Like, we've always, like, you know, the amount of effort that it takes for like Liam and Josh, who reply back to as many comments as possible and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't, I think it's fair to say, Liam, it doesn't feel like too much of an effort, does it, in a way, because you're just chatting to people. And it's nice because we've got like an interaction with humans, you know what I mean? It's not like bots or anything like that at all, which is really nice, you know what I mean? And it does, the engagement levels are great because you're actually speaking to somebody who genuinely cares about your channel and watches your channel and stuff like that. It's not like it's not just for the sake of watching it for no reason. Like, they don't, you know, a lot of the messages that I tend to get, especially on my own personal Instagram, like, you know, you get the occasional like not even hello and can you tell me how to do this haircut? And you're like, okay. But you get a lot of them like really respectful, like, hey man, you know, you probably won't see this, or, you know, thanks for taking the time to read my message. Well, could you give me some advice? It's all like, it's all just like speaking to nice people. You know what I mean? It's quite easy, really. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt spray through this. I'm just gonna blast it through from front to back. Just finger dry it. So high speed, high heat. Okay. Start from the front. And just bring it back like that. Just dry it all the way back on the sides like so. So that's what we call the primary shape done, guys, right? So our partner's cut in, it falls nicely. Now what I'm gonna do now is the secondary shape. This is gonna help it fall a bit softer. It's gonna give you that nice curve, sort of softer flow through the sides as well, so you see a bit more movement. Pick that up and point cut into. So you've probably seen me do this a lot on these kind of videos, but especially for Jay's hair, it's perfect for, right? It's so thick, so straight. I'm just taking that kind of bluntness off and just working into the interior as well. So what it's allowing to do is just sit a lot more smoother back. Especially when you're working on the haircut like this, you're gonna have a lot of like kind of disconnection falling through it as well. So this helps to kind of soften the disconnection as well, so it falls a bit more natural. Same thing into the back as well. Pull that out. Just into the ends. So just mirror what we did on the left hand side. With Jay's hair, you can kind of go to town on it really, because it's so thick. You get a lot of leeway in terms of actual sort of being able to thin it out and put texture in. It's just super thick, and it really does just sit really nice and flat, really, in a good way that it falls really well for this hairstyle. Just like that, it'll fall right down the middle for you, dead easy. So that's it done, simple as that.
So do the cold air.
Cold air, seal the hair, so it takes away any frizz or static. But when you've got really straight hair, it can go very static. As you're leaning back, let gravity pull it all back basically. And as you lift forward, just shake your hair left and right, and it'll fall like that for you. Yeah, simple as that, mate. All right, how's that for you? Is that okay?
It's lovely, thank you.
That's cool, doesn't it, man? Yeah. Really cut into nice shape. That really suits you, man. It's completely changed your whole look of your face and everything, man. It's really cool.
That looks good, thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.